We live YouTube. Here. I'll need to be in here anyway later. That's fine. Alrighty then. That's that at the very least. Let's get the YouTube recording started. YouTube, hello, it is I, your cult leader, your cult father, your cult daddy, Keronzi, back once again. This is the first recording of the day. We are going to be playing a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV to start off with. Then a bit later, in another stream that will be further down the line, later next week, I believe, will probably be about the time I'll have a spot in the schedule. But we'll be playing some Strangers of Paradise, so look out for that. But at least for today, gonna be trying to do a few more of the job quests before the cursed glam hits. There's a couple of hours left. I mean, YouTube, unfortunately, you won't have really a chance to vote. You might, but if you want to, you got to scan the QR code or follow the link down below to my link tree. Takes you to the place where you can get the link to the Discord. Jump on in there, and as long as I notice in time, I can give you access for you to vote. But you're new here or returning viewer, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. All of that fun stuff helps the channel grow. Gets us noticed by the algorithm I am, and those comments down below, so I will respond to you in kind. And let us get into the game, because I have done most of my spiel already. Is it that QR code? You just rewind it a little bit. Really should just replace this with the QR code instead, but it's fine. I say this, I mean this down here. We replace this with the QR code. You know what I mean. But yeah, go back, scan the QR code. You can see all the places I put content. Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, all of that fun stuff. So I'm just gonna quickly blast through all of these. I will go and speed run some societies, and then we can go and do jobs. I don't think I've done my societies for today. Or in this day period. I will need to speak with Smiley a bit later and see if he's going to be about tomorrow, potentially. So that we can sort out a little bit more of the staging area for the Cursed Glam. You sell that, we'll have you sell that. And that's that. Yes, thank you. Who needs a level? I think it's ninjas. Yeah, we'll give it to ninja. So at the very least, then I can start doing the dungeons for Stormblood on all of my classes. 10 on the zoo. Have not done these, okay, that's fine. But most of these, not too much of a fuss. Like, these are just for experience, for my war classes. Or magic and war. Okay. We're doing the feeding, okay. Oh, easy ones. Look like the ones that don't require any fighting, so we just need to speed through them. I think there is one that I do need to go to... There it is. I do basically need to go to the... like, the bottom of the map. But that's fine. We can grab these. I missed. That's annoying. Missed again. Rip. Fine. Just trying to speed things up. Another one here? Oh, it's down here. Okay. What do you mean? For God's sake. You got the first one, but you couldn't get the second two. Start moving. Yep. Alright. Now what do we need? It's the oysters, right? Oh, actually, I don't think this one does require me to go to the south. I think I can grab these and we just head back. Need to keep an eye on some things as well. See when people respond to my things. Oh, no, I do need to head to the south. Okay, I was right. I think there's someone in, like, the area where you literally, like, make landfall after leaving Hinagashi. Hinagashi? Is it Hinagashi? Is Hinagashi the main place? Oh, Kugane, sorry. Though technically isn't, like, where it is actually, like, Hinagashi. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess I'm right. Technically. It's you, right? you. I head back here. I can never remember if I have to have this selected when I cast this. No, I don't. Just drop this. Then we select it, then we pray. Hello there, good sir, and early stream for you today. Yeah, I mean, Mondays and Fridays I've been streaming earlier than usual. Just so I can get more stuff done kind of in Final Fantasy, as those are the days that I'd normally do it. But we're going to be having a half-day Final Fantasy, half-day Strangers of Paradise. And I mean, I might as well do as much as I can to try and make as much money as possible. I sleep a lot. You do sleep a lot. But you sleep a lot during the day because you work nights, Daddy. That's my problem, bud. Well, working nights or sleeping a lot? Or not making enough money. I was gonna say, I actually don't sleep much. I just awake all night. Yeah. Fair. I know how that feels. I am awake more... I'm finding myself awake more and more hours. Like, I regularly go to sleep somewhere between, like, 1 and 3. And then I'm awake again by, like, 9 o'clock. It's... I don't get as much sleep as I should. Screw it, we'll just give it to Ninja. That's fine. Yeah, so for example, I went to bed at 6. I was up for 8. Not been to bed since. Jesus, man. Yeah, you need to find time to actually get some more sleep at some point, Saturday. Like, you definitely need more sleep. More so than I, probably. But no, I need to stream more just so I can try and make more money. Wife finishes at 6, so I shall grab her and go back to bed then. No, that's fair. It's D&D night with the guys. True. And gals. Guys and gals. Girls and guys. With the peoples. With the peoples that I really need to catch up with a little more. Though, Davis just sleeps a shit ton. I also just bought Toxic Commando, so once food gets here, I shall play that. Very nice. I know what you mean, but I sorta use guys for everyone, not just for the most. Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, it is a very inoffensive and generic term that you can use for everyone. I do it regularly as well. What's that guy's name? Oh yeah, it's such and such. Doesn't really matter their gender. It's just they're just the guy, the person, the individual. Alright, what's the last one? Yeah, no, I know that feeling, Tatty. If only you could use that self-control gift subs hit. I'm joking. I'm joking 100%. You already subbed me. That's more than enough. What did you get? What are you doing? That's a walking one! That's a walking one! No! Thank you for testing that. You did not have to gift me 5 subs. I appreciate it. Oh, and now the... It's mine. Angel Keronzi, stop thirsting over the monsters and take a drink. I need to add all of those into the thing so they're not all playing at once then. Well, I got paid today. Fair enough, Taddy. You know what, I'm gonna do that now. And, okay, the emotional support Guadava is not working now. Why is that not working? Right, what needs... Right, you need to be added to a queue. Twitch alerts. So all of those should now be on the same alert path. You know, I'm just going to add all of these to it. Just in case, because everything should not be, like, overplaying one another. So, why did this not work? Compile. It should have worked. I really need to fix that, but also, you know, just... You should ask Atmos to just export the thing for me, because at the very least then it's kind of done. How much did you gift? Did you give 5? You gifted 5, right? You did gift 5. You did trigger a hype train. Congratulations. I hope you feel proud of yourself. How you doing though, Angel? Hope you're doing well. Well, you gifted 5 subs, which should have lowered the emotional support Guadavar sub count by 5. Just my thing doesn't work properly. Okay. Over to Nordrand. The what? I'm sorry. I mostly put you on mute. Put you on mute and go to work, but that's fair. The emotional support Guadabar. You haven't seen her, have you? No, you haven't. Well, you should keep up with the TikToks and everything because she's appeared on there at least once. I can't tell you to not go to work because you should go to work. You should not be a degenerate like me. Carpenter. Or as much of a degenerate like me, I should say. That is true, you do follow me on Instagram. I don't know how you missed it. I couldn't tell you how many days ago it was, but it happened. I think there are just days where mine don't appear in your feed. Yeah, I do see you liking my posts. Oh. Someone's slamming. Oh, it's A. Damn it. I was expecting it to be X. Just slamming X to now. Wrong carpenter. Try to kill. Yeah, no, that's fair. You are doing God's work. I mean, there is an alert that you can get whenever I post them. Like, my Discord does alert everyone. So long as you have selected the role, but it's not a required role, it's something you have to opt into. Because I don't want to spam people with everything, if I can help it. How far are we going? We got there. Okay, we'll do these two, and then we'll teleport over. You have it? Fair enough. I wasn't sure who has what. Tati, did you vote on the cursed glam? You did. Good-o, good-o. Why am I doing that? I said I was going to teleport. I don't remember what I picked. It was so random. Clearly, I'm out of the loop, but I picked something. Well, everyone's wanting Shins because Shins is absolutely terrible. All of them are pretty damn funny, though. Fuck. Lost my arm. Okay, that's fine. Let's do these quickly. Oh, there's also... I mean, if you're interested at the very least, there is a new button that you can do in the, to spend your Ronzinios on. There is a daily check-in. Your soul is mine. I really think that needs to be turned up more. Have too many points? Everyone has too many points, in my opinion. Oh, it's in this one, right? I was trying to look for it. Do that. Pop that up to about... Still 169 nice %. There we go. I mean, technically, I have infinite points. Like, I hover over mine, and it's just the infinity symbol. What's it under the vote thing? Cursed glam submissions? So just look where look for the voice channel I'm sitting in, and then just go 2 above. Oh, you voted for the Sailor Chocobo. Hey, that's fair. You go with whatever you want. Though like I said, it is open for multiple. You can vote for multiple things. There's nothing stopping people from doing that. Okay. Zenith. Once I've done this, I should probably get something to eat. What am I even doing for dinner? Oh, I know what I'm going to do for dinner. But I kind of want a sandwich and some pork pie. Oh, okay. See you guys? Yeah, it'll pick me up. Pizza from Greg's? Very nice. If I honestly had more of a disposable income, I would order takeout more often than I do. I unfortunately have to cook all of my stuff. There, and where's the last one? Oh, over there. Okay, it's fine. I mean, I have a stable income at the moment. True. Anything, I mean, obviously anything can change at any given moment. No one is safe. Oh, you're going away in 3 weeks. Where are you heading to this time? What fun places is the Tassi family going to? Cape Verde. France? We're going back to Canada. Africa. Okay, fair enough. That you know that checks. Cape Verde, yeah. Was not expecting that. Well, I hope you enjoy. Small island off the coast. Yeah. What led to that? Oh, it'd be your second time. Nice. Portuguese colony. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. With the, the name Cape Verde. It is, obviously, Portuguese / Spanish in origin. Well, no, do enjoy your holiday. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Alright, so that's that. We'll just teleport back. It's quicker. Right, that's all that. Now to the Ishgard. And to the Astrologicum. And very, very quickly, I'm going to make myself some food. So YouTube, we will be back in a second. YouTube, we return. Alright. East meets West. Jacquinard has something to say, and that glint behind his monocle suggests it's important. Top of the morning to you, Ilya. Or is it evening? It's so hard to tell, locked up here in the Anthenium all day and night. Alright, technically speaking, I can leave at any time of my choosing, but it is as if some strange force prevents me from stepping forth into the light. But enough of that. You are here to learn what became of your humble companions while you were off saving the realm. Well, since Ishgard's quite abrupt change in leadership, the Vault has become somewhat more receptive to the contemporary ideas of Lady Master Rufin. They have even asked our compatriots in disguise to hold for them another symposium on Charlayan astrology, and this time within the city-state proper, and not at some forsaken hamlet. Nothing against the fine citizenry of Falcon's Nest, mind you. In fact, the good Rufin has foreseen your arrival in the stars and awaits you in the observatorium. The look on your face tells me you are less than convinced. Still the skeptic after all we have been through together, eh? Allow me to recreate this morning's reading. In the center of the Dawn Cross we have the spear. To its left, the inverted arrow. And to its right, the inverted balance. Beneath we have the inverted spire and inverted bowl. And finally, at the crown, is the ewer. Well, do you not see it? It is plain as the stench of the day-old piss in the broom on a balmy summer's eve. Though peace hath settled upon our great land, it will soon be along the path of the coming destruction that friends new and old shall discover the bush that doth bear the fruits of knowledge and hope. And to think it was you who were tuned to all six heavens. In other words, she who brought peace to Ishgard, that would be you, will walk the road south to the observatorium where, I don't know, you shall read some books with Lady Levieva to discover a new spell for divining excruciating pain to your enemies and their families. It all sounded more convincing when she explained it to me this morning over a bottle of wine. Or was it 2 bottles? At any rate, I would suggest you make haste. You know how our little protégé does not take kindly to those who make her wait. It was good seeing you again, Ilya, and something tells me you will be back again soon. Wink. Parasite Keronzi. What? Run through the score and be back later. No worries, Eskimox. But hey, Wisp, how you going? Don't worry, the parasite was made by a very humane and professional company called the Umbrella Corporation. Oh, that's fine. I was sure I had hit that, my bad. That would explain why everything was jumping. Well, looks like I'm doing some editing. That's a frustration. Hey YouTube, we're back now. I'm doing good, thank you, and you? Friend and fellow astrologian, it is so good to see you again. What has it been, 2, 3? Let's just say it has been too long. Did Jackenard speak to you of my reading? Well, then there is hope for that well-dressed dullard yet. Though I've learned the key to success is not entrusting him with more than one task at a time, and making certain that task does not require much in the way of thinking, or acting for that matter. As for the reading, I believe it instructs as to our next step in spreading the knowledge of Master Rufin. An injured traveller has just arrived at our gates seeking succor. An ill omen. With me, Ilya. Why are we... Sorry, give me a moment. I am getting annoyed with the camera over here. Why? I just want everything to work. Everything should, because this is a powerful machine. Why is... I really should not get annoyed. I don't understand why my frames are at like 6 frames a second. It makes 0 sense. And now you at 1 frame. You make no sense. Like, what is eating my frames? Well, stop eating my frames. I need them. Oh, are we playing ball now? Not even in here could I close. Fine, we close this. I'll close this because I don't need you anymore. What on earth are you? Fine, I'll done. I can close this. I can close this. I can close this. That's fine. That. Oh, I didn't even do any of this. God frickin' damn it. Well, it's fine. Like, everything has completely messed up today. What does it matter? Do that, that's fine. What does it matter? I'm going to be broke and destitute in a little bit anyway. That is very that. Great, I've closed tabs for Google Chrome and the memory usage has gone up. That makes sense. Let me do that. Let me do that. I can close that. I can close that. Sure, we'll do that. Sure. Do that. Sure, we could do that. Go back to the dashboard, that's fine. Sure, we'll do that. So that's all of that taken care of. Are we still hungry? Dude, you are still hungry, Chrome. Why are you so hungry? I hate Chrome. I really do. What's in here that can be closed? Let me close you. Close you. Close you, I'll close you. Fuck it, we'll close you. Close you, that's fine. Fine, I'll close all of these. Let me at least put this here. Oh, great, and now you're saying things are unstable. Why are you saying things are unstable? Things are not unstable. Like, you're at the average bit rate. Shut up. God damn it. Right, are you going to please be good? I think so. Please, I can walk no further. The stars were kind in guiding you to this place. The astrologians here have ways of easing one's hurts. Astrologians? I have no need of prophecy or precognition. Or I could stay my tongue and allow you to tend my wounds. My apologies. May you have a quick recovery, friend. In time, you will come to believe in the powers the stars wield. Lady Leviev, Master Rufin, Ilya's felicitous return inspires me to step out for a breath of fresh air, and behold, already does it appear a new adventure is upon us. Ah, and here I was thinking you made the journey south to lend your talents in preparing for the forthcoming symposium. Master Rufin, or was it Lady Leviev? If I may, allow me to give you my thanks and my apologies for earlier. I have a tendency to allow your unbridled emotions to get the best of you. That was amazing! You knew what I was going to say before I even said it. But where are my manners? I am Kyohuo of Hinagashi, and I have braved storm and sea to learn the many wonders it is said to be found in this magnificent realm. But you already knew that, didn't you? No, I did not. Now, if you would excuse me, I must get back to, matters which are important. Important matters? Such as astrological matters? Could you show me? I wouldn't be a burden. I'd stand in the corner, in the shadows, behind a curtain. Well, I appreciate the somewhat forced enthusiasm. I'm afraid that won't be Oh, I was merely hoping that we might be able to share insights into each other's fields. Each other's fields? You wouldn't happen to be a geomancer, would you? A geomancer? So-called Masters of Winds and Water. My grandfather had a tome written on the Far Eastern art of elemental and directional divination, though much of it seems little more than folklore. Lady Leviev, did not the mornings mention of friends new and old? What if Ilya were the friend old and this particular little man of the friends new? The spear pointing west, the balance pointing east, the arrow pointing in all directions and none. It might just mean... Kyohuo, though it pains me to admit as much, it appears your arrival has been foretold. Perhaps there is much I can learn from you, nay, that we can learn from each other. Ha ha! Oh, but there is. Soon you will learn the push and pull of the elements will brings together those who require companionship most. Yes, the elements. We will have to discuss that for another juncture. For the time being, I am placing you in the care of my first and foremost pupil, Ilya. An excellent proposal, as I believe the Higanans say, Kikaku. I dabbled a bit in the language when I was younger. For the life of me, that ebon-haired emissary would not afford me even a sidelong glance. Then might I hazard that there be no finer place to begin unlocking the secrets of the stars than under the bowl near Roots Lake? I shall even lead good Kyohuho to the South Shroud myself, if Ilya agrees to do the rest. After you, then. Next we meet Kyohuho. You will have opened the first gates and better understand the influence the stars holds over all of us. Safe journeys. Great, and now we're back down to 25. I don't understand. I don't understand. Let me test. In task. My lady, it's an honor to defend you once again. It all begins here under the earthly stars. By opening the gates to the first heaven, we embark on a journey of self-enlightenment, to self-betterment, to unlock secrets untold. Finishing that journey now is another matter altogether. Ha 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 ha. There you are. I was beginning to wonder if you hadn't been eaten by the hoverflies on your way here. But I jest. Jacquinard tells me that you are quite the authority in all things relating to the bowl. So enlighten me, O honorable sensei. I am, as you Westerners say, all eyes. Or what it is. The bowl's origin. And the Eorzeans believe it is from this tree planted by your gods in the very heavens that all life was born. Fascinating! And suddenly nighttime. So this is your bowl. In the Far East, we know of the constellation as something different. But no, it's all the same. I must admit, however, that seeing it under a different sky than my own fills my heart with a sense of both wonderment, now confusion, knowing that it represents what it represents to your people. What I cannot wrap my head around is that you would truly believe a notion so foolish as that the power of Earth, a word that by your own definition means soil, would not come from the land itself, but rather from 6 tiny lights flickering in the night sky. We students of geomancy believe that such power naturally lies beneath our feet, even flowing through creation as blood flows through our veins. Yet, despite the differences in our thinking, the similarities are encouraging. All trees are born of the earth, and their protections is universal. A most thought-provoking opinion that I am certain Lady Levier will be delighted to hear. Though might I suggest you first hold the part about being unable to wrap your head around our foolish notions, unless you enjoy having a steel-toed boot wedged firmly twixt your bollocks. Shall we be going then? By this hour, Lady Levier will have already made the journey back to the Athenaeum. No, not that. That was the wrong location. My thanks for taking the Hinnagun off my hands, and not because I think our visitor an annoying little braggart with all that manners of a kobold's foundling, which I still do, but because I needed time to finish my work without distractions. So tell me, what did I miss? I see. Perhaps I judged Kyohuo too hastily. I still have my reservations, but I shall afford him the benefit of the doubt for now. The teachings of geomancy may be grounded in fairy tales and falsehoods, but my grandfather told me that every lie is born of the truth. If I can find the truth within Kyohuho's backwards beliefs, it may prove insightful to our own school of thought. I see now that my choice to assign you as his tutor was a wise decision. May I ask this of you, Ilya? I promise that once the symposium has ended, I shall assume the duties of Kyohuho's tutelage. I sense good fortune in our stars, my friend. Good fortune indeed. Ride like the wind. Lady Leviev has something to ask of her favorite pupil. Ilya! I see you received my summons. You didn't receive my summons? 'Twill damn that jackanards to the 7th hell and back. He is going to... forgive me. There shall be sufficient time for the condemnation of his soul after 11th Beltart. For... Keronzi, stop thirsting over the monsters and take a drink. Thank you, Wisp. But now I must speak to you of Kyohu's training. Kyohuho. Despite appearances and attitude, and manners, and courting habits, our traveller from the east has proven quite motivated in his studies of our ways. In fact, while you were off doing whatever it is you do, he successfully opened the next 4 gates of heaven. Anyway, preparations for the symposium have left me with little time to pick the boy's mind, but I have nevertheless managed to fully grasp the primitive concept of geomancy. In fact, I plan on incorporating several of the ideas and anecdotes into my presentation. It is what my father would have wanted. Now, as to why I have called you here, Kyohuho is very closely attuning to the final heaven, the spear, and I think it only fitting that his instructor be there to accompany him during his finest moments. And because I am obviously too occupied at the moment, I thought perhaps you could join him in my stead. Then it is settled. You shall guide young Kyohuho on his final steps to glory and enlightenment, just as I did you those many moons ago. Follow me outside, Ilya, and let us bring our friend in good tidings together. That is odd. I could have sworn he was here but a moment ago. Flurier, have you seen Kyohuho? Flurier, are you even listening to me? If it is our Hinagayan, novitiate, you seek, he hurried out of the Antheum's side entrance not 5 heartbeats past. He was quite animated, even more than usual. A veritable one-man murmur tragedy, all full of jumping and flailing and pumping fists. What could have unsettled the boy so? I suppose it might have been that letter I handed him. It was delivered just this morning. Kyohuho skimmed over it quickly, asked me several cursory questions about the heaven of ice, to which I gave several cursory answers. Then he was gone. And you did not try and stop him? Why would I? He was leaving. Bah! If my intuition is correct, and it usually is, something in that missive has led Kyohuho to believe that he does not have much time left in Eorzea, and so has set out for the Steel Vigil that he might open the final gates and complete his training before he departs our realm. Ilya, it looks as if our plan is already set in motion. To Central Highlands. Oh, well, this does not look good. Yo-ho-ho, you okay there, buddy? Ilya, this is the second time you have saved me from my folly. Well, technically speaking, it is the first. You were merely standing around as Lady Levier healed my wound last time. Right, I'll stop there. I know it makes little sense to leave without saying anything, despite the fact that you, Lady Levieva, and Jacques Nard all were but mere yarns from where I stood. But some stories are already told. And who are we to struggle against the ebb and flow that carry us ever towards our fates? Alright, that was a poor excuse. The truth is, I have been summoned back to my homeland, and I was too ashamed to face those who had showed me so much support. And so I thought to come here, open the gates to the final heaven, and then take the next trading galley out of Uldar before any of you realized I was gone. As you can see, things did not unfold as planned. But since you are here, perhaps we could have one last lesson, for old time's sake. Yeah, the spear's origin. A palace of ice set ablaze with the light of the moon, and you say it was carved by a single spear? Remarkable. It is as if the more I learn of your stars, the less I know. To think this may be the last time I ever see of your heavens. I'm beginning to understand why your people treasured them so. And with the opening of the 6th, I have prepared my mind and soul for the 7th, the final gate that leads to true dominion over the elements. Or so Lady Levieva insists. Our conversations have been eye-opening, to say the least. She theorizes that our two schools may actually be one and the same. Whereas astrologians look to the stars above to read their fates, we geomancers look to the star below and listen to its songs and draw our answers from its whispers. While I am certain my masters back in Hinagashi would cringe upon hearing that a Westerner of not 20 summers believes she has grasped 1,000 generations of teaching, I am more than willing to indulge her eccentricities, now that I know she means no ill will. I only wish that we would have had more time to possibly see if there was some way we could have combined our knowledge to create something new. Something the world has never seen before. And with that, I bid you, Lady Levieva, Quimprain, Muganeel, soft-skinned Fluriel, sweet-lipped Hurietta, and the tall chap on the second floor always mumbling about some star's magnitude. Even Jack Annard, the fondest of farewells. I have a long journey ahead of me, and if I do not leave now, I fear I will never be able to. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, Grey. How is Grey doing today? You are back, but I do not see Kyohuho. Is he out fawning over Fluriel again? Back to Hinagashi. I cannot say this was unexpected. The deck of 60 told me as much this morning. That, and I asked Jack Annard what was written in the letter. You thought him above reading another's correspondence? You give him far too much credit where none is due. Kyohuho is not a child. He knew what coming to Eorzea would entail, and he knew that he would one day need return to his homeland. And while we may not have always agreed, alright, almost never agreed, I did come to respect the man and his, steely resolve. Allow him his space. If the stars deem fit, then he will be back, or perhaps, next, it will be our turn for a journey over storm and sea. He's gone? And without saying goodbye, I cannot believe it! I will not believe it! Oh, what I would not give, to have but one last moment with my brother, my soulmate, my... Lady Levieva told you I read his letter? Oh, well then. Yes, it will pain me to tell the other novitiates that Kyohuho has returned to his native lands, far away on the other side of the world. I may even need to personally comfort the most stricken with grief by his sudden and tragic departure. But truth be told, I am going to miss having the Hinagan around. He certainly did liven up the place. Godspeed, Kyohuho. May your return journey leave you miserable and wet, but see you safely home. I'm okay. Anxiety meds and pain meds are starting to work. I'm very low on sleep. The infusion will be starting soon. Hopefully you'll be able to get some sleep later once the infusion, once you've had your infusion. But I'm at least glad that things are, like, kind of starting to take effect, Grey. Come, rain or shine, Jack Annard appears ill. Could it be he is recovering from another long evening at the Forgotten Night, or is something else disturbing the Viscount? Or the Viscount. While your visit fills me with joy, Ilya, I cannot bring myself to smile knowing that Lady Levieva is troubled so. Though she should be spending these final days before the symposium placing the final touches on her address to the vault, she instead spends her time wandering about the pillars in a daze, mumbling to herself about earth, wind, and water. I fear that Kyohuho's departure has left a gap in Lady Levieva's heart that she knows not how to fill. I have tried at length to set her mind at ease, but one needs not be a reader of the stars to guess how well that ended. Perhaps if you spoke with her, she would finally listen to reason. Maybe they would listen to reason, and maybe that man's getting his balls clapped. Wait, I can see you. I'm on Twitch mobiles and I can see you! Hi! Hi, Gray. Holding down the full for everyone was I hope you're giving Keronzi appropriate amounts of sass. Yeah, he has been. I am so lethargic to give sass. You've been giving sass. You gave some earlier. I read it and ignored it. But yeah, I do hope everyone does feel better. Hey, don't forget to share the stream with your friends and everyone, because I need money. I need more money. Money, money, please, please. Money, 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 money. Ilya? To what do I owe the honor? No, let me guess. Our good friend Jacquinard asked you to talk some sense into poor Adel Patid Leviev. And oh, goody. Today I have the privilege of being lectured by both of you. Why, Lady Levieva and Ilya, imagine finding you two out here on this fair evening. Enough with the theatrics, Janne. I know your play here, and as I have told you time and again, I have not forgotten my duties to the Anatheum, or my obligations to the Symposium. It simply needs time to think. Alone. To which I keep replying, why think alone when you have one of the greatest minds... When you have one of the greatest minds in the realm at your disposal? And Ilya! Jacques and Jean-Canard, just no. Calm yourself. You do not have the greatest mind. The greatest minds, eh? Then riddle me this. Why are the results of my readings from that day both Ilya... From that day both Ilya and Kyohuho arrived still weighing on my mind? Why does it feel as if I am missing, or rather misinterpreting, some devilishly important detail? Peace comes. Friends are made. Dangerous paths are trodden. Knowledge is gained. Did that not already occur? Kyohuho and Ilya both arrive as the Dragon Song War ends. Ilya saves Kyohuho from death at the Steel Vigil, and knowledge of geomancy is shared with the Antheum. Yes, but what if the coming destruction told by the inverted spire was not the incidents at the Citadel, but something else, something far more grave? then that would mean the prophecy's fruit of knowledge and hope was not Kyohuho's stories of his art, but something different. Something we will only see by continuing on this perilous path. But is it truly the path that is disastrous, or a decision to pursue it? What is your interpretation of the cards, Ilya? At the end of the path of disaster is hope. To seek hope would be disastrous. A big promotion's just around the corner. Promotion? Promoting twitch.tv/Keronzi? Please! I need money! I'm not going for that, by the way. At the end of the path of disaster is hope. Exactly what I was thinking. Only through the avoidance of some unforeseen peril will hope and knowledge be acquired. And I believe the disaster in question has something to do with Kyohuho's return home. If not the return itself. It could also mean that our friend is in danger. I see where you're going with this, and while I loved our red-robed ruckus rouser as much as anyone, except Fleury, perhaps, a journey at this time would mean the cancellation of our symposium, and with that any chance of the Holy See ever taking us seriously. Now you can see why I've been up here day and night, biting my nails to the quick. I apologize. A lack of sleep can work ill on one's humours, but I think your intervention here today may have provided me a solution to our predicament. A solution that I am now kicking myself for not having come to earlier. A solution I myself proposed not days ago when deciding how I might attend Kyohuho's opening of the Sixth Heaven. Ilya will travel to Hinagashi. The reading did only mention friends old and friends new. I recall nothing of there being... I recall there nothing about silver-haired astrologians from Charlayan. But how do you propose Ilya find our charge? The Far East is a big place. Perhaps we could write a letter. Yes, and address it to Kyohuho Hinagashi? No, you dullard. We have something far better. We have the stars and our undying faith that they will guide us to that which we seek. Or Ilya could start her search in Kugane, the port city from which Kyohuho claimed he came, focusing on locations which serve as exceptional venues for stargazing, a pastime our friend warmed to during his stay with us. Or Ilya could... No, wait. That is actually a decent proposal. Ilya, you have your quests. May the stars guide you true. Oh, and I expect reports. Many reports. Jean, let us return to the prepare... Alright, maybe after a few bells rest first. Oh, well, we've got a few places that we can check in Hinagashi, but off we go. To Kugane! Boom, 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 boom. Kugane is packed like a warehouse with multi-storied hotels and tea houses, so the cobbles will ne'er afford a man a decent view of the skies. No, if you want to see the heavens in all their glory, you must needs make your way up. Take this bridge behind me, there, atop that mighty span. The stars await. She faces directly west of Kugane Castle, out towards the Ruby Tide, and Othard beyond. It is said her location was determined by a great geomancer, who told the first Bugyo placing it there would ensure the city's prosperity for generations to come. If it is the stars you seek, then you need look only up. Only look up. But if it is a fool you seek, one who calls himself master of wind and water, when in fact he is nothing more than a cheat, a liar, and a disgrace to our noble profession, then perhaps you might find the rat where all rats hide, near the piers. Looks like he's not well liked by his peers. When I wish to walk under the stars, I go with my promised to the Tasugare bridge spanning yon pier. The melting of crimson into the indigo is a sight you will not soon forget. Just realised I could probably actually just remove that from there. No. Looks like this is as good a place as any. I see someone has taken my spot. I may just have to slit her throat and toss her body to the tide. Ha 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 ha! I am pulling your arm, Ilya. Or was it ear? You Westerners have such odd sayings. What brings you so far from home? A path fraught with disaster, misfortune, and impending doom? Ha ha ha! Yes, well, the situation may not be as encouraging as my jovial demeanor suggests. It all began several decades ago, when the Bakufu decided they were opening the ports to foreign trade vessels. To accommodate the influx of ships, a section of ancient coastline forest was cleared. However, doing so angered the entity who had guarded the wood for countless generations. A golden fox named Kinko. Oh! Well, that's linked to that one fate set that we were dealing with. A great battle ensued, but claws and fangs were no match for cold steel. Kinko was slain, and the new port completed. The fox spirits, however, remained, spoiling our milk, withering our crops, causing storms, and dashed ships, ship after ship, against our rocky cliffs. In desperation, the Bakufu turned to the land's most powerful geomancer, my great-grandfather, Kazan. Kazan used the power of the sea and the skies and the land to soothe the spirit long enough that he could enact an invisible barrier that not only protected the city, but ensured that it would prosper. At once, the fortunes of Kugane's citizenry returned. My great-grandfather was hailed as a hero, and geomancy as the savior of our nation. Within a matter of moons, the streets were lined with the stalls and tents of would-be seers, the people practically throwing coin at them for their advice and blessings. These pretenders, these charlatans, were not interested in the sacred rites passed down to my grandfather from his great-grandfather and his great-grandfather before him. They were not interested in maintaining the barrier that preserved Kugane's luster and drove back the powers that would see it fall. No, they were more interested in lining their pockets. Now the bonds that hold the barrier in place are about to break, and there is none left with the knowledge to mend them. The knowledge that died with the passing of my grandfather. And so I set out to convince the geomancers of Kugane that only united would we discover the means to save our fair city. That only united would we stave off the darkness and bring lasting prosperity to Wandul. That only united would my great-grandfather's legacy live on. Alas, I failed. Branded a deceiver by those very men and women who had grown fat on deceit. Unable to mend the bonds myself, nor rouse my peers to action, I stood on this very bridge and thought on the answer. And then I saw it in the setting sun. My answer lay in the west. And so I packed my bags and headed to Eorzea, in search of anything that might help me save Kugane. I believed that's something astrology, but before I could be certain, I was summoned home. This you already know. Since then, I have been coming here every night, hoping the stars might provide me with another revelation. But they remain silent, Ilya. The heavens speak through you. Tell me, what do they say? Use geomancy to mend the barrier. Use astrology to restore the barrier. Solve your own problems. Honestly, I would probably say, look, I would honestly say we would need to find a way to blend both together to use it. I would use geomancy because something that I would like to see is I would actually like to see geomancy as a potentially as a class to arrive in the game. I admit it was a long story, but did you not hear a single thing that I even said? If I could mend the barrier myself, I wouldn't have traveled halfway across the world in the first place. Wait. But I did travel halfway across the world, and I didn't come home empty-handed. If I learned one thing while in Ishgard, it was that Western astrology is in many ways a complement to geomancy. Used together, they might just work. That's what I wanted to actually say, game. Why would you have him come to the conclusion when I already came to the conclusion and was wanted to... Never mind. Shouldn't get angry. It's a game. After all, you need only use your aspected benefit and you can mend any injury. Is that not so? No, really, I'm genuinely asking. The lesson explaining the finer details of the star's power and how to harness it was conveniently scheduled for the day after I returned home. But you know it all. Tell me you can help me repair the barrier. Haha! I did it, great-grandfather. I found a way to make things right. Well then, we have no time to lose. My great-grandfather created his barrier by anchoring the energies of wind, water, and earth to 4 shrines located at the northeast and south. The northeast, south, and west ends of the city. It is there that the bonds must be repaired. We shall begin with the nearby Westernly Shrine on the short pier. There are birds on the railing outside and Moon wants to hunt. Hunt they shall. Oh, this is an instance? Okay. This is one of the shrines of which I spoke. It may not look like much, but if it were to be destroyed, the entire city would be overrun with large testicled raccoon dogs and flying rainbow cats. Or possibly just angry spirits. My plan is simple. If I am correct, Aspected Benefict will entwine with the barrier's geomatic energies, mending it as easily as it does flesh. We shall wait until nightfall to perform the rite, for the last thing we need is a drunkard Ronin breaking your concentration. Well, but, I mean, it'd be nighttime. That's when more drunkards would be out. Alright, we'll check on the shrine and we'll tell you of its condition. It's bulged. It's worse than I thought. The speed of... Okay, what was that? The speed of which the bonds deteriorate increases with each passing day. At this rate, they will not survive through the next new moon. The magic's intertwined like two halves of a whole. From the heart of the mountain to the eye of the storm. So do the waters flow till... Was it to bridges something? I'm not sure. To the next shrine. We'll find it deep in Raisuku Gardens to the south of here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get accosted by these fake geomancers. Oh, the gate was open, okay. Zoom with the shrine to determine the extent of the bomb's damage. Oh. Oh no, Wonky! Wonky Grey is a... Wonky Grey is Wonky. Bum, 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 bum. You know what? We'll just go do it this way. We'll do it the quick way. Hey. Actually, this might be a bad idea, but we'll find out. Oh, yep, that was a bad idea. Oops. I forget. I am a healer, not a tank. I think I can't even, like, speed over to the other place either. Alright, something I should probably do. Let me get my cards. At what level can I use that card? Oh, it's a level 70 ability, and I'm level 67. Yeah, I'm not allowed to attune to it until he gets here. It's a tatty! Alright, let me clear the bottom courtyard, I guess. There we go, that's better. Oh, that's fantastic. Might need to lurk. No worries, Gray. Lurk away. Really? Okay, fine. So we gotta go down here. I don't know where the last one is. I'm honestly surprised the Shinsengumi hasn't come along and seen, like, why are you guys throwing spells around out here? That's the last one. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. A fine display, fine indeed, though. If it were I might have used gravity instead of malefic when the foul creature had... Ah, right. I'll just be staying that tongue of mine again. Kyo-hoo-ho! I was told there were spirits in the streets. And you arrived just as they were vanquished. How fortunate. Yes, Master Murakumo. The bonds amended, made whole with Western magics and a little shoulder grease. Or was it knuckle grease? Ilya? Western magics? Then this Aegean lady is... none other. And wait until you see the reinforced bonds. The energies twist together with ours like sun and moon, like darkness and light. They are one, Master. Then I was right to summon you home. Pardon my intrusion, traveler. I am Murakumo, second pupil of the great Kazan and instructor to young Kyo-hoo-ho. But with Kagane safe, I can now return to Ishgard to complete my training as an astrologian. Huzzah! Absolutely not. While you have mended the weakened bonds for now, their ephemeries remain. Unless you expect your friend here to remain in Kugane for the remainder of her life. We will need to find a more permanent solution. In other words, the bonds must be laid anew. But you know as well as I, the secret to laying these bonds died with my grandfather. Not a day goes by that I do not suffer the burden of my ineptitude. Had I shown promise in the art as your grandfather did, perhaps Kazan would have entrusted me with the knowledge as well. But he did not, and now they are both gone. We can lament that which we cannot change, or we can put aside our past failures and seek the path which leads us forward. Master is right. Perhaps there is something in my grandfather's tomes, or perhaps I may still find a way to win over the other geomancers to our cause. There is always hope, is there not? And if anything, you've given us time to search for an answer, and for that I am grateful. The city would be, as well, if they knew you had saved them from an army of angry wraiths looking to devour their souls and defecate their bones straight into the darkest of hells. Sorry, air was trapped in my throat and giving me cause to not be able to read, apparently. In his haste to find a difficult answer, he looks past the simple one right before his eyes. It may take Kyohuho's time to realize it, but you are the hope which we seek. In time you will come to see it as well. Bum 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 bum. Whereabouts am I having to go? Why am I running there? Though it was but a single generation past, the people of Kugane have already forgotten that the prosperity they experience is not the result of some serpent-tongued swindlers, but of the humble efforts of true geomancers like Kyohuho's great-grandfather. So I guess this is farewell, unless that is that you're staying. You're staying? She's staying! Master, she's staying! What changed your mind? No, don't tell me! Knowing that you will be here with me and Master Murakumo is enough. I was beginning to worry that I would do the next time... what I would do the next time the city was invaded by Kinko's minions. The Master can barely make his way out of the privy each morning, let alone battle bloodlusting spectres. Now that you mention it, this all reminds me of that reading Lady Levieva conducted the morning I arrived at the observatory. Something about friendly paths lined with dangerous fruit bushes winding their way to hope. Could the stars truly have predicted all of this? If so, I'm impressed. I will need to think more on the issue. Until then, might I suggest you continue the refinement of your art here in the scenic Inagashi? You will find our beasts just as formidable as yours in the west, if not doubly so. Behind door number 2. Kyohuho is giving his best. Where have you been, young lady? I've been waiting for you for days. Look. I have some good news and some bad news, Ilya. The bad news is, a 37th reading of my great-grandfather's tomes failed to reveal anything about the bonds that the previous 36 readings had not. The good news, if you can call it that, is we did discover where Grandmaster Kazan conducted his training when he was a youth. How does this help us? Good question. I'm still not completely certain myself, but it is more than we had the last time you were here. And an ounce of hope is better than none at all. So, what do you say, friend? Are you up for a journey across the Ruby Sea? Haha! I knew you couldn't turn me down. Still, the road ahead won't be easy. Yangxia is large and the scars of war run deep along the Gensui chain. It may be that which might have helped has already been claimed by Flame. We'll have to place faith in our fortunes and hope they guide us true. I have decided we shall begin our search in Namai, for the reason that, well, there is no reason. But you have to start somewhere, eh? I shall meet you there. Safe journey, Zilia. God, excuse me. Why is all of this playing up today? I don't know. The air is heavy with mist, and these shacks probably let in more rain than they keep out. Something like a tome wouldn't survive a single moon here, let alone the decades since my great-grandfather's training. Still, a few words with the village elder provided an interesting bit of information. Though it required some coaxing, several were able to recall memories of robed seers who resided in a nearby temple. A temple that was in use right up until the Garlean invasion and subsequent banning of all religion. The building, called the Swallow's Compass, while since abandoned, still remains in good repair. But listen to this. The locals avoid it for fear of disturbing the spirits which they believed the geomancers communed. Do you know what this means? There still could be something left inside. Come! Whereabouts are we going? Oh, all the way over there, okay. Bum, 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 bum. The Swallow's Compass, built during the rule of the first Doman King. I took the liberties to explore the grounds before you arrived and discovered this door. I know, it pales in comparison to that impressive gate behind us, compelling any normal thief or bandit to dismiss it outright. But then why erect a geomantic field to protect it? I sense the flow of powerful energies here. Whatever lies beyond this door, the geomancers wanted to keep it safe. In fact, there may even be traps, which is why only I should attempt a crossing of the threshold. I mean, who knows what terrible guardians have been summoned to protect the temple? Are you ready? Yes. Oh, well. Hey! Kyokuho! Kyokuho! Do you not see the giant thing attacking me? No? Alright. Don't worry, I got this. I got this. Well, I guess now we know what terrible guardians were summoned to protect the temple. Oh, so you were listening! You'll also be happy to hear I was able to temporarily nullify the barrier, granting the access to the chamber beyond. As there may be more traps, I ask that you wait out here to deal with them for me. Just kidding. I've already checked. There are no more traps. Probably. Fortune is with us, Ilya. The scrolls were intact, the barrier having protected them from both the elements and thieves. It took some searching, but I believe I was able to locate several that touch upon the laying of geomatic bonds. At least I think I was able to. The scripts on the scrolls is old and faded, not to mention written in a hand far beyond my comprehension. Luckily, Master Murakumo is almost as ancient as the tomes, and should have little difficulty prizing out their secrets. A decanter or 6 of hot sake, and he'll warm to the task. I'll see you back at the Shiokaze Upholstery, Ilya. I'll even save a cup for you. Man, I wish I wasn't as sick as I was. Something I should look. Seeing as Chrome is being a bitch. Upstairs? Upstairs. Welcome back. The scrolls you and Kyohuho retrieved from Yangxia were not difficult to decipher. No, what has been difficult to decide is how to use this newfound information. Oh no. Kyohuho, the Westerner has joined us. Might I suggest you do the same? Oh, my apologies, Ilya. You may want to sit down for this, or not. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters, does it? The scrolls, they contain knowledge of the complete ritual. In fact, it was in the very first one. Just our luck, right? Wind, water, earth. Creation of the bonds calls for the energies of all three. Though this much, even a first-year novice of geomancy could tell you. No. What gives us pause was the mention of a fourth energy, an energy to render the seal permanent. Kyoho! Life! Don't you see, Ilya? They spilled living blood to complete the ritual. They damned the soul to an eternity without peace, so that their magics would not fade. I now understand why Grandmaster Kazan left no notes on the rites. He did not wish this knowledge to fall into the wrong hands. And because he never performed the rites himself, the bonds anchoring the barrier around Kugane were never completed. That is why they require constant attention. No blood was spilled to make them everlasting. My grandfather would not sacrifice a single life to achieve his ends, and neither will I. That's enough, Kyohuho. There will be time to think on this with the morrow. Return to Kugane Dori and see if you can find some solace in sleep. I'm trying not to, Chryso, but I can promise now. I do not fault my master for keeping this dark secret from me. The burden would have been far too much for me to bear. But then, why tell Kyohuho's grandfather? How you doing, Chryso? Hope you're doing well. I failed, just as my great-grandfather and my grandfather after him. We all knew the one means of creating a flawless barrier, and none of us could bring ourselves to do it. And lo, the bonds we fortified but several nights past, already they have begun to loosen and fray. They were weak for over long, allowing Kinko to regain her strength, to mend her wounds, to feed her anger. And now there is naught we can do but watch as she gathers her minions for the final assault in the land she once ruled. Kugane does not stand a chance. Now would be a good time for us to stumble across that hope Lady Eva's readings promised would be at the end of the road of this road to destruction. Foxfire. Kyohuho appears frantic, and Master Murakumo is nowhere to be found. Ilya, thank the stars you're finally here. It's been almost 4 bells since Master Murakumo left on his daily inspection of the bonds. He most likely just stopped to warm his belly along the way, but I can't help wondering if something's worse. Will you help me search for the old man? We can start at the closest shrine in Rakisui Gardens. Was the closest shrine not the one that's actually just behind us? Whatever. Well, look what we have here, boys. The Pretender is back with his Ijin lapdog to do. Whatever it is they're doing. Tell me again, what exactly is it you're doing? Trying to save your sorry asses because you're a piece of shit? Not here, but 2 beats of the heart and I'm accosted by Udoku and his merry band of minions. I'll handle these 3 while you search yonder for Master Murakumo. Well, any sign of him? Where could he be? You don't suppose he tried anything foolish, do you? With the bonds as weak as they are, any manner of disturbance could rouse the Golden Fox. And the Master is no longer of an age to defend himself. Defend himself against what? A maid could walk the streets naked and unattended, carrying a gold-filled sack, and not have so much as a finger laid upon her. Or are you spreading more lies about the angry spirits to sow fear so that you might offer your protection in exchange for a Bugyo's ransom? I've done no such thing. I've merely bid my fellow geomancers aid the city in its time of need. Not once have I asked for compensation for what I seek. If anything, it is you who seek to prey upon its citizenry's ignorance. Ha! So says the talentless hack who waves his great-grandfather's name around like he does his member. Your lies are growing stale, Kyohuho. Continue spouting them. Not only do you sully our craft, but the very legacy of Grandmaster Kazan. What would he say to this nonsense? Are you even listening to me? Why does no one listen to me? All I desire is to mend my great-grandfather's magics and save Kugane. I do not seek coin. I do not seek fame. Why is that so hard for you to grasp? Because that's all that they know. That's all that they want. Is money. Gah! We're wasting our time here, Ilya. Let's continue to search for Master Murakumo at the Westerly Shrine. Quite the performance. Perhaps the Pretender should trade in his Geomancer's robes for Murmur's paint. Ha 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 ha! Oh, I am very tempted to let the shield lapse just enough so all of these fake Geomancers can get what's coming to them. So I just got a delivery from Muscle Foods. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we found him. Wife did make a small mistake with ordering the food. You now have 15 kilograms of chicken breast. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of chicken. Are you sure you're going to be able to eat? We know what you're having for dinner for like the next 3 weeks before your holiday. It's chicken. Master Murakumo, are you hurt? The bond was nearly undone. I tried to, but Kinko, she's here. She's already through. We need to perform the blood ritual. It's the only way. No, I've already told you. My great-grandfather spurned the spilling of innocent blood to complete the seal, and so have I. Besides, even if we were to conduct the ritual, there is no one to sacrifice. Then I shall be the sacrifice, Kyohuho. For the many years since your grandfather passed, my sole purpose has been to find a means to mend Kazan's barrier. It would be the greatest honor knowing that with my death, I might not only save the city, but be granted the opportunity to watch over it for eternity. No, I can't let you die, Master. Listen to what you're saying, Kyohuho. You cannot let me die. I want to do this. It is my decision to make and mine alone. Let not this selfishness in your heart distract you from what needs to be done. You're wrong, Master. There must be another way. There is always another way. There is always hope. Right, Ilya? Tell me, how do we save Kugane? It's simple, we sacrifice Master Murakumo. Well, no, the answer is as simple, we use astrology. Stop focusing on the bombs and look to the fox. What do you mean, Ilya? What she means? I'll tell you exactly what she means. Lady Levieva, why did you, Lady Levieva? Your powers of observation never cease to amaze me, Kyohuho. It is me, in the flesh, fresh off a galley to...
Stop thirsting over the monsters and take a drink.
Thank you, Angel. Fresh off a galley, put into port this very morn. The symposium was a rousing success. The Vault quickly realized the benefits my school's wisdom could bring when applied to the rebuilding of Ishgard. It was even decided that several new courses in Charlayan astrology were to be taught at the scholar site starting next term. And so, with my father's dream fulfilled, I was finally free to pursue whatever I wished. And I wished to learn more of geomancy. So here I am, and not a moment too soon by the look of it. In the few bells I spent exploring the city for leads as to your whereabouts, I learned much and more about Pretender and his end is nigh advocacy, so I began testing the bonds of this barrier myself. It did not take long to realize that it was Kyohuho who was speaking verily, and his detractors the true pretenders. So you'll help us mend the bonds? But how? Ilya and I have already tried using energies drawn from the heavens, and that only worked to delay the inevitable. The Guardian's spirit's strength has grown so great that the only thing that might hold her now is a new barrier anchored with bonds of lifeblood. But this I cannot allow. As always, Kyohuho, your hasty charge into a difficult answer blinds you from the simple solution. You were right to harness the power of aspected benefic, but you failed to grasp its true potential to bring succor. For so long as you focused on mending your great-grandfather's bonds, when you should have focused on Kinko herself. If her wrath can be quelled, then the barrier will no longer be needed. So, you're saying that if we use the power of the stars to soothe Kinko's wounded heart, we may convince her to stay her attack? Giving you time to relay your great-father's bondless bonds? But it will only work if Kinko is weak and the manifestations of her soul's scars cleansed. Right. So we only need to... Wait, won't attacking Kinko and her spiritual minions simply anger her even more? Before something can be healed, it must first be hurt. It is a sound plan, Kyoho, and if it turns out you'll still require a sacrifice, There will be no sacrificing tonight, tomorrow, or ever. The stars have foretold our victory and will provide us the strength we need to see our enemy overcome. I said don't die, so now he can't. True. Oh, I didn't see that. Make sure you all water our streamer while I'm away. If my Tamagotchi dies because of y'all, I will haunt each and every one of you. That's what I like to hear. Follow me then to Kugane Castle. The spirits are certain to be drawn there. Well, I mean, my gas is playing up, so that's bound to happen at some point. The fox is a creature of the night. If King Ko is to reveal herself, it will be under the cover of darkness. The trust in the heavens, and always trust in yourself. The very hells have opened! Who will save us? Well, why don't you use your geomancy to actually do something, you fools? Tenkonto. Tenkonto? We just walked up those steps for a final showdown at Kugane Castle. Now we have to walk all the way down to Right, mouth shut. Kinko will seek to draw our attention away from her by sowing chaos in the streets. Kyohuho, you focus your energies on the fox. Ilya, you make swift work of her angry supplicants. I shall provide you both a support from the rear. Ugh. Okay, but where is she? Up. There she is. Boom, 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 boom. Whoops, I have wrong button. God damn it, she ran. There we go. Sorry I wasn't really talking, but trying to get this sorted. Kinko is calmed. Now lay the bonds and complete your great-grandfather's ritual. May the rivers of heaven and earth, wind and water flow together as one. May their currents cleanse this land of its impurities and see it is ever guarded. May the wrath that once held rule be carried to the seas, where it be forgotten for eternity. It is done. Together we have saved Kugane, and with it torn down the walls that separated our two schools. This will be a day long remembered, the day a new hope was born. Whoop, they're in the background, like, yeah, we done it, yeah! And like, no, you didn't! You coward! In a corner! You pretenders! At the end of the path of disaster is hope. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. Wink. I don't know how to begin to thank you, both of you. Normally I'd say that this uncharacteristic display of humility is more than enough thanks, but I still require one thing in return for my assistance. I promise that this is not the end. Of course it's not the end. This is just the beginning. A new beginning for both geomancy and astrology. Well, yeah, astrology. There is so much to be done. First, we need to write down all that happened here today, and then I'll need to... So this is Kugane, eh? Not bad. Jacquenard, what in the seventh heaven's name are you doing here? I explicitly stated in my letter that you were not to follow me. Lady Levieva. I am disappointed. You of all people should know, had you wanted me to stay put, you should have rather demanded that I come. Yes, whatever was I thinking? That's actually true. May I say that I am honored to have before me the foremost authorities on astrology. Your display last night taught me there is still much I must learn about my own school. Something I would not be able to do had I allowed myself to be sacrificed. Kyohuho, I wanted to apologize. There, I said it. I still despise you and that smirk of yours, but I can see I was mistaken about you being a pretender. You have talent, almost as much as I. You'll make a worthy rival. Coming from you, Doku, I'll take that as a compliment. Lady Levieva, under other circumstances, I would be on a Barku headed back to Eorzea this very evening to complete my training as an astrologian. But there is something I need to do first. Just as you fought to educate Ishgard of the school, I must do the same here in Kugane with mine. A geomancer unfaithful to the teachings of the masters has poisoned this city for too long. A wise decision. One that will surely not easy for you to make. Take as much time as you need, Kyohuho. See the ship righted. See truth prevail. The stars will guide you back to us when the hour is right. Don't worry, Lady Leviava. Give me a few summers, and I'll have an entire army of geomancers trained by yours truly lining up at your desk. An entire army of Kyohuhos? What, is that a problem? And we are done. This concludes the Astrologian quest line for Stormblood. Yeah, we've done that. I've done that. Oh, wait, no, the Soul's Temperance. I don't think I... Well, I might have. I haven't done the Shadowbringers. That's the one thing. But... we are done. I was hoping to do more, but alas, that was not the case. That's fine. Let me reopen Chrome. Yeah, restore. Hopefully it doesn't tank everything.
Stop thirsting over the monsters and take a drink.
I've been warned of TwitchCon. Tickets and schedules are live. I don't care. Why would I go to TwitchCon? Thank you, Chryso. I do need to go and get another one. Let me see. How much is it eating at this point? For God's sake, why are you eating so much? You have no need to eat that much. I wonder if there's a way that I can... "17 notifications, Tatty, what have you done?" Okay, what was it? Shift escape. Right, that one. Okay, Jesus Christ. I need these. I need that one, though. If I do that, what does that do? And then I can... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that should help. God damn it. Excuse me. I need to go and at least fix that. Are we finished for the day? I think we are because... Oh... Well, I think something that I can do is I can go and do the dailies and the daily things again, right? But that's fine. YouTube will be back in a second. Alright, YouTube, we are back. Why are we now back at 25 frames a fucking second? Fucking fine then. We'll just have Chrome be dead. Why have Chrome running when Chrome not work? Why need Chrome running when you're unemployed and still trying to look for work while you're streaming trying to make money? That make no sense. And it hasn't even fixed it. Hasn't even fixed it. I don't understand. Why are you down at 1 frame a second? I don't understand. There is nothing that I'm doing wrong. There's nothing that I'm doing that should be causing... Looks like I'm just getting more and more angry. Why can't things just fucking work for me? Why is everything out to get me? Why does everything have to go wrong? Chryso, I'm really not in the mood. I'm sorry. game should not be running uncapped. Because I'm not that fucking stupid. Yeah, it's at 60 frames. It's not the game. Okay, so now I can't see if everything is working properly. That's real fucking helpful here. And no, that's not fixed the issue, because that's not the issue. There's something else. Yeah, we're already going to 720. Well, I mean, this is going to be great because I can't even do this because I'm already live. Yeah, we're using game capture. Why are you asking such stupid... Why are you providing such stupid things? Like, God, the game is even saying it's running at what? 15 frames a second. Now it's running at 59, okay. But you were up at... I don't understand. Now we're down at 7. I should just give up on everything. Just give up on fucking life at this fucking point. Why the fuck do I even bother? Why are we now less than 5 frames a goddamn fucking second? No fucking wonder I can't make it as a streamer when shit like this fucking plagues me. Life just doesn't want me to be a fucking streamer, obviously. What? No! Why would you want... We don't want you to have anything! Because... Just want to be able to stream. I just want to be a good streamer. I just want... Just even a modicum amount of success that I can live and be fine. But no! No! The world cannot let me have that. Well, YouTube, we're going to be ending it here. At least for the Final Fantasy part. We're going to be playing Strangers of Paradise in a bit, but I'm going to eat food. And quite frankly, I am still sitting here just fuming about the frames, as the message down there says. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know why anyone watches any of it, but, you know, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I honestly, even if it does sound that I'm not I'm sounding ungrateful, I'm really not. But thank you very much. If you could consider liking, commenting, or maybe even subscribing, it would mean the world to me. It would mean I'm actually doing something right and I'm actually not a complete waste. And if you are interested in seeing the other content places, if I'm still able to make content, well, the link tree down below will help out. You can click on that, or scan the QR code that's right down here. It'll take you to the same place. But until next time, YouTube, you stay safe in this broken masquerade.